Yeah. Yeah, it was unusual for both parties. Lance is normally very calm about things, and I asked him what he said, and he told me, and I didn't think it was worthy of ejection. I didn't think he would say anything worthy of ejection. That's almost like Zobrist arguing with an umpire. So I was taking my time because I didn't think there was anything to it, but I learned my lesson. So it was really one of those, what appears to be an innocuous moment that turns out to be that, because I've always known Lance to be a little bit more patient than that.
Did Kris actually cuss?
No, no, that's what I said. Right? What did he say? And he told me, and I'm thinking, my God, that's not harsh enough. I mean, I've clearly said a lot harsher than that. And then I did not want to get kicked out at that moment. It was not really worth it at that moment. It was so awkwardly benign what he said, and that he would get kicked out for it. So I just couldn't get all worked up. I needed somebody to come after me right there. I needed him to tell me something really awful, and then I might have. But it was like, you got to be kidding me.
It's kind of going to get lost in the shuffle here because of the tack-on runs you guys have. But how important was the relief effort by Carl in the sixth inning?
Oh, that's the game changer. That was the linchpin to victory right there. We're trying to get one more out of Johnny. Did not have, you saw, not enough right-handed arms available to the point where I had Wade warming up to get Abreu if necessary when Rondon was pitching, because why wait? Why wait till the lead being gone and then bring Davis in possibly in the ninth inning? Or there's no reason to bring him in the ninth inning if the lead is lost. So we were down one righty today, and I didn't even want to use Strope. That was part of the gig going into it. I was trying to stay away from Stropey, trying to go 7 Edwards, and then 8 Ronnie, and then 9 Davis if necessary, or Dunsing, but it didn't play that way.
What was going on with all that hit batters there?
He's just, we oftentimes, run into the point where Riz gets hit a lot because you got to pitch to him inside. You're pitching inside to Abreu, which needs to be done. And, of course, I mean, you're not trying to hit him. You're just trying to pitch inside. The same thing with Garcia and then Moncada. There was no reason to want to hit him right there. So it's an awkward moment. I mean, we set all kinds of weird records today. I think we tied Mo Drabowski, and then Javi probably tied somebody. So it was a day of awkward record making or breaking today. None of it was intentional. I mean, you're not going to load the bases up. And then, of course, their retribution was obvious. I had no argument. And Lance's thought there was the fact that he did not throw at his head, which I agree with. So we just kept playing. I thought that was actually rather good.
You mentioned Javi. What was
He just put a lot of control. Again, he had John Daly, the John Daly driver out today, and that's it. And it wasn't sitting still on a tee, man. It just, he's been through that before. He'll be fine. He knows how to have a bad day at the plate and come back and do really well the next time. But beyond that, you knew that his defense was not going to be impacted by it. He's still solid out on defense. Yeah, he'll get over it. He's been there before. He'll get over it.
You seem like the type that would play him tomorrow just for that fact, but I don't know.
Well, I did not have him in there. I do my lineup for tomorrow last night, so I did not. So there's no reason to alter that right now. And actually, it just might be an indicator that he would need at least one day off. Just might be a little bit tired chasing even more.
So it's kind of validated your pre-game
Yeah.
observation of the leadoff spot, whoever it is, doesn't have him. He seems to really kickstart.
Yeah, we got some professionals. He works. Zoe probably is the most patient among the group, that he will take his walk. His on base is nearly 100 points over his batting average now. So his on base doesn't look great, but it looks great compared to his batting average, which is really a good indicator. And then you saw John Jay come into the game and get a couple walks. We didn't have to go to Jason. I couldn't put Jason in that game. We're out of infielders. So I felt uncomfortable doing any kind of maneuvering, getting him in the game and taking, like, say, Zoe out of the game, for instance, because that would not have worked.
Night and day difference for Carl Edwards. He was great today.
He was outstanding. I totally agree with that. Came out a little bit early, couple of pitches, maybe not on board, but then he righted himself. And when he's like that, he's pretty spectacular. He's still growing into becoming one of the best relief pitchers in the National League. But the strikeout with Abreu right there, that was very emotional for him, and I think that's really going to set him up moving forward.
Joe, on Lackey, is it a reach to say his lack of command there, or his lost command, correlates to the home runs he's given up and some of the innings he's not been able to get out of, that he just hadn't executed the pitches?
He's probably trying to be maybe a little bit too fine sometimes, because John is he's the guy that normally challenges anybody and everybody. And I think, in our ballpark, if there's something like the wind probably was aiding the ball to left field today, probably was within his thought process. But who was Navarez started that inning out, right? And then Engel was an 0-2 pitcher, 1-2 ball into the right center field gap. That's just, he gets through Engel right there. I really believe he could have gone through that entire situation. But the plan going into the inning was Edwards for Abreu. I really thought he can get through Navarez, Engel, Saladino, and Cabrera. That was what I thought. At least 2 outs. And here comes Abreu. Here comes CJ. Under those circumstances, I would have gone 4 outs with CJ, but it just did not want to play. But your question specifically, John knows what he's doing out there. I always trust what he's doing out there. And I think he just got a little bit too fine.
Joe, another kind of chapter in the Cubs White Sox. Just a lot of everything happened. A little bit of everything happened. Is it just one of those things when these teams get together, kind of seems like weird things happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's this is only my third attempt at this, and it was rather enjoyable today, of course, because we won. But the fans are definitely engaged. I could see that. It's great. It's great. It's great for the city. Traditionally, I'm so into tradition, as you know. So another game that a lot of interesting things did occur. I'll tell you what was a big play was Rondon's double play. That was large right there because that. Again, they're going to get to Cabrera and Abreu coming up. Different stuff. And then the bullpen's got to be utilized differently. All this little nuance matters regarding bullpen usage, how to use different guys. We were fortunate the way it broke, and it really started with Carl being able to do what he did because, again, like I said, you just can't open up a can of new relief pitchers every night. You got to use what you got, and you got to try to make it work.
Today it was the bottom of the order for the White Sox that was really troublesome.
Yep. How do you say Narvaez?
Yes.
Narvaez. He really a pain in the butt. He doesn't expand his strike zone. He utilizes the whole field. Very, very good. Their pinch hitter, Sanchez, that was a great at-bat, outstanding at-bat off the bench. Because, again, Ronnie's throwing the ball extremely well, not just okay. Engel, the big double into the gap. Yeah, and the pitcher, I forgot about it. You're right. That was a little bit difficult to watch. How was that, his second at-bat all year?
It was hard. It was hard for me to watch too.
Yes, listen. I felt exactly like you. I saw it exactly like you did.
So you talk about Delver's patience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus a stolen base, right? Oh, I didn't know what was the milestone? A doubles? Was it doubles? Oh, extra. Okay, yeah. That's no. He's been outstanding, and he again. And I use the word often, but when he's rested, and I'll continue to use it, you're going to get that kind of game out of him, and that's why it's so important to keep him in that method, that shape, that mental balance by being fresh, and he was definitely fresh today.